post-show. I'm Justine, and joining me today is Major Nelson from Xbox Live.
Yeah.
So over the next 90 minutes, you guys are going to get a taste of the intense versus action in Gears of War 4 as MLG's Optic Gaming and Infinity square off in 5-on-5 matches on the new Escalation game mode.
You are going to see some game playing like you've never seen it before. Plus, the pros will take on some of the developers from the Coalition in the Arms Race game mode. This is one of my favorite game modes.
It was really fun. I was actually playing over there.
Right?
Yes. And we also have to admit that something amazing happened.
Yeah.
You guys broke the internet, but we feel bad. So you guys got to go to Gears of War on Twitter for updates on downloads for the game. But because we love our fans, we're going to be offering 200. Yes, 200 other chances for free downloads coming up here very, very shortly.
We've got a lot of modes coming up, but we're going to kick things off with a demo of a new multiplayer mode coming to Gears of War 4 called Arms Race. Now, this is a team-based mode where every player starts with a boom shot, right?
Yes.
One of the greatest weapons in the game. And then, when you get into trouble, after 3 kills, you go down to the next one. And then it's really kind of cool. Rod Ferguson's going to explain it along with lead multiplayer designer Ryan Cleveland.
That's great. I'm super excited.
Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks, Rod.
So that was the first half of our launch party, so that's pretty cool. So this is your first Gears launch party. How'd it go?
It went fantastic. I'm just over the moon to be here.
It's like I'm not a complete stranger to launch parties for Gears of War, and I have to say this was awesome to have this much excitement and have this kind of room and have this kind of energy on a stream. Is crazy.
Yeah, I love being near the fans. I mean, this is why we do what we do and why we do the long hours, and it's just great to be here amongst this enthusiastic crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of those things. Like when we started the show, we kind of hit the ground running, and I really didn't get a chance to say thank you, which is one of the things I really want to do. Like this has been an amazing experience. It's been 2.5 years of our life to build Gears of War, and we're on the cusp of it coming out. We're, what are we, like 8 hours away from the reviews hitting, and probably something like 20-something hours until people can play with early access. So, you know, from those of us at the Coalition, I just want to say thank you to the fans for tuning in, for coming out, and just for playing. Like, we're really excited about that. So now, but as part of our second half, we're going to be talking about a lot about multiplayer. This is Ryan's half of the show. But also, we have a special guest. So it's not just all multiplayer. So if you're all interested in our music in Gears of War, we're going to bring Ramin Djawadi on stage, and we're going to talk a little bit about the music in Gears of War. So we'll have some multiplayer, and we'll have some music.
Yeah, I believe he did something that people might be familiar with.
Little tiny show. It's a little independent thing they kind of did on the side called Game of Thrones. I don't know if people really know about it. I kind of like it. I don't think it's popular. I think more of a cult thing.
Right.
It's a cult following. I like it. But
So we shouldn't spoil anything here.
No. Well, everybody dies.
Yeah,
I mean, just basically everybody dies. But that's not really a spoiler because everybody dies. You know that.
That's right.
So, all right. So we're going to do some multiplayer today.
Yeah, we're going to be starting out with Arms Race and moving on to our esports mode Escalation. Arms Race is a mode that we see sort of our casual social audience being really interested in.
Right.
It walks you through 13 of our weapons, including some of the new ones like the Enforcer. It starts with the most powerful weapon where everybody on the team has a boom shot.
So we've 10 people with boom shots running around the map.
Yeah, that's a recipe for destruction right there.
It's perfect for me. I can't hit anything, so having a boom shot means I can at least try to take somebody out.
Well, everyone else has a boom shot too, Rod. So.
Well, that's not so good for me.
But once your team gets 3 kills, we're going to degrade your team's weapons down to like the next one will be the torque bow, and the one after that will be the drop shot.
Really. I mean, I understand what you're going for, but really a torque bow is a pretty good weapon.
It's still powerful, but Arms Race is really all about the proverbial race to the bottom. So the team is trying to get down to the bull talk and win 3 kills with that bull talk to win the match.
Right, and so what we find with this is it kind of acts as sort of a weird tutorial in a way, right? Because you get experience with 13 weapons across one map. And what I love about watching Arms Race, which we're probably going to see today, is that the notion of that how you change strategies based on what weapon you have. If you have, a sniper rifle, you want to be far away, and if you have a shotgun, you want to be close together. So you get this sort of back and forth, much like you and I at work.
That's right. We keep talking about, you play hard and you play soft and then you play hard again.
Okay, so just on that one. Okay, so agreed. Yeah, it's all about closing the distance, getting far away. So then as we transition, so Arms Race will be a good demonstration. We're going to see 3 different maps as we play, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to start out Impact.
Oh, look at you remembering the maps.
Yeah.
Can you remember the next 2?
We're going to go to Relic.
And
And then we're going to go to Foundation. Yes, we're going to Foundation.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So we'll see 3 maps.
Best of 3. So
Right.
we're going to play all 3 maps, but the team that wins 2 out of 3 will win the whole match.
But we're not going to stop there. We're going to play all 3 rounds anyway,
That's
just so
right.
that people can see the maps and see Arms Race in all of its glory.
Yes.
So then after we're done that, we're going to probably we're going to be moving on to Escalation. We're going to see some pro teams.
Yeah, we're going to bring 2 of our pro teams and play an exhibition match on Escalation, our new esports mode that is super dynamic. It's got a big, deep metagame to it, and I think are we going to be talking more about that when we show the mode?
Well, why don't we just give them a little bit, give them a taste.
Sure. So Escalation takes the classic mechanics of Gears and layers on top of it the ability for the players to choose the power weapons that they want to put on the map. We don't leave that up to the designers. We've taken all the power weapons off the map, and every round.
If I learned anything is don't trust designers. Just take as much away from designers as possible. Oh, hey, Ryan, what's going on? Sorry, no.
Well, we thought in this particular case, the people, the competitive gamers, really want that control, so they can actually choose strategies that fit them and don't fit their enemy.
Right.
And then on top of that, we're going to up the respawn timers every round, so that the respawns take a little longer, to make the sort of end the game in a climax.
Right. Well, and who doesn't want to end in a climax? But the notion of having that makes every life more important as you're going towards it's like if because you can capture all 3 rings and dominate and win overall, right? You basically have to go and say as it goes from 10 seconds all the way up to 20 seconds, every life is really important.
Yeah, the core of the game is, like you said, the sort of 3-ring domination mode. The first team to get to 210 points of controlling the rings will win. But if at any time the team gets all 3 rings at the same time, boom, instant win. That means there's no dead man walking scenarios. Teams can come from behind and the underdog can win.
Okay, so let's time to move on to Arms Race, I think. I think we'll throw it back over to Justine and Larry.
Wow, whether you're chainsawing a drone or swept up in the drama, you can always count on Gears of War to punctuate those moments with an emotional score. For this new game, the Coalition has enlisted Game of Thrones composer Ramin Djawadi to set the mood, and here's how it came together.
We're at the scoring stage in Los Angeles, and we are recording the orchestra for Gears 4.
Being here is a pretty special thing because it's a culmination of about a year of work with our composer Ramin Djawadi.
There's very few franchises that have the range of emotion that you have in a Gears game. To get all of that out of the game, you need to have somebody who can deliver that musically. When we looked for a composer who could bring that to us, Ramin was an obvious choice. I mean, you look at what his body of work, the first Iron Man, Pacific Rim, and Game of Thrones. I mean, these are all sort of larger-than-life scores, and I'm excited that he's doing it now for us.
So we have an all-star cast of people working on Gears of War 4. Our conductor, Nick Glennie Smith, Stephen Coleman, our orchestrator. He's one of the top orchestrators in the world. And our orchestra, the players that have played on 2,000 and 3,000 movies, by far the best of the best.
Something that's really important to us in Gears of War was this notion of having a theme that resonates with the player and it kind of drives the emotion.
Gears 4 is definitely action-driven. What really appealed to me, too, is that there is an underlying emotional through line in the game that I really like.
Dad, we need your help.
I'm all done helping you.
We left that in his capable hands, and he came back and we started listening to the tracks, and sure enough, there was this 4-note theme.
Joining us right now on our stage is the composer of Gears of War 4, Ramin Djawadi. Ramin, welcome.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you, I was just been nerding out because I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan and a huge Gears fan, and now I'm sitting next to you, and I'm just so thrilled to have you work on this. Tell us about your inspiration for Gears of War 4.
Well, for the game, I mean, big inspiration were Rod Ferguson and John Morgan. They were great with talking me through the game and showing me stills of the game, because obviously when I started on the game, it was in the middle of, it was work in progress, so there was not a lot of visuals just yet. So, but they were great in guiding me through the process, and so I got a lot of inspiration from them.
Certainly, there's a lot of Gears of War fans and a lot of Game of Thrones fans. What do you find the similarities in terms of some of the stories that you've been exposed to? They're dark, and they're aren't they?
It's certainly dark, yeah. I mean, but also there's a lot of emotion. And there's action, so it's what inspires me is that these stories are character driven, and I think that's something that the music can really enhance.
When you were working on Gears of War, what did you want to communicate with your compositions?
Well, again, I think music can just enhance the drama so much. that being obviously it's an action game, so there's a lot of action music, but also when it gets into the emotional moments, the music can really enhance those scenes.
Now, you and I were talking that you play video games. It's got to be a little different for writing for television or movies, which is linear, versus video games, which like a player may be in an area for 15 minutes or maybe a minute. So it's got to be different to compose for that, right?
Right, but I think that's what's so fun about working on video games is because you're not bound to a linear way of writing, so you can just create 2 or 3 minutes of tension or 2 or 3 minutes of action, and you can just be creative and just let the music flow.
Yeah, and then the game itself will assemble them based on what triggers are happening in the game. Did you use any particular instruments in the Gears of War 4 score?
Well, the big thing was that we used a big orchestra, so it's an epic game, and so we decided to really go for a big orchestra that really brings the emotion to life. We used a lot of percussion because it's again action-driven, so we wanted that drive. But then there's also moments where we even use piano for some of the emotional moments. We used smaller instruments like that.
Would you say that you have a signature sound that you'd kind of tap into?
I sure hope so. I mean, just doing it over the years, I hope that I've created a style, and that when people listen to my music, that they can identify and say, "Oh, that sounds like Ramin."
Now, what are you working on now?
I'm working on a new HBO show called Westworld. Just premiered on Sunday. It's an awesome show. And then I'm also working on a Game of Thrones concert tour. It's a live concert experience that we're taking through the U.S.
That sounds great. And of course, you're getting ready for next season, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, season 7 is right behind that. So.
Ramin Djawadi, he is the composer for Gears of War 4 and, of course, Game of Thrones. I want to thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here and be working on this on the game. It's going to be available exclusively on Microsoft for 1 week starting October 7th. Download it from the Windows Store or stream it along with millions of other songs with your Groove Music Pass. Now, we're going to send it back over to Mr. Sarkar. Actually, we're going to send it over to iJustine. iJustine, are you there? All right, we're going to toss it to the casters right now. We're going to get the action started. Oh, boys!
Yes. Thank you so much, Larry. Much appreciated. And welcome everybody to the caster's desk for the very first time. Fallout here, joined with my good friend Guy Blaze live from the studio in LA here. Blaze, how you doing today, my man?
Man, I'm doing great. This is such a great event here. So many good people all the way around. And we've seen some of this good Gears of War action here. We're about to hop in an arms race soon, so I'm excited for that.
You know what I'm saying? My second time casting arms race. It's a fun game mode to watch. Obviously, you guys heard Rod and Ryan explain how the game mode works, but it's a proverbial race to the bottom, essentially, with weapons. There's 13 weapons you have to cycle through. You have to get 3 kills with each weapons, and with our teams that are playing on main stage, it's actually going to be a mixture of professional players, of personalities.
Community members,
Paul Shear from the league is playing. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
Out there and everybody.
Blaine's up there repping. Exactly. So it's going to be a good time. A lot of good action here on Arms Race. So, Blaze, you had a chance to watch the Arms Race match at PAX West. Your thoughts on the game mode?
You know, Arms Race it's a new game mode, but it's so fun at the same time. You know, so many different cool moments that can happen throughout the game, and it's a great game to play with your friends, play with your community members, play with some of your viewers or whatever and whatnot. And just that race from the top to the bottom. And you know, of course, when it gets to the bottom, it gets a little bit more difficult. You know, it's easier in the beginning. You know, you got those explosive weapons, but once you make your way down from that boom shot and you get that bow talk and you're trying to hit those last few headshots, just create so many good moments.
Definitely gets crazy. I'm excited for the overkill.
Yes.
No one's going to know how to use the overkill.
Yeah, exactly. So we may see some some flops on that a little bit, but it's such a fun gun.
It is. Overkill, for those of you guys that do not know, is basically the new shotgun in Gears of War 4. Don't worry, it's not a starting weapon. It's not replacing our beloved Gnasher. The Gnasher is still front and center.
In place,
but the Overkill is a weapon you can pick up as a secondary weapon, and essentially, in my opinion, it is has the steepest learning curve of any of the new weapons in Gears of War 4. You have to be very smart with how you shoot it, because each time you press the trigger, you shoot, and then when you let go of the trigger, you shoot again. And the faster you shoot, the wider the bloom is, to the point where you're doing no damage.
Just such a big bloom. Yeah. And you can get good medium range shots with the weapon, and also you got the inboard as well. You know, the inboard at the DB sniper. Yep. You know, so that gun right there, just get chunks across map with it, but it's so hard to shoot.
Montage City. You guys are going to love the M-Bar. It is so much fun. It's kind of like a rail gun from traditional games, Unreal Tournament, etc. A lot of fun to use, super high skill. It's a one-shot headshot, but it's very difficult to use. You can't scope in fully with it, so you can't. Quick scopes galore.
Exactly. So hopefully we see a few good kills with that. And of course, we got our sniper out there. Yep. The Marks coming back from Gears Judgment, probably the best gun from that game,
without a doubt.
And then and a few other notables. You know, you got your classic torque bow, your boom shot. sniper rifle, and all those good guns.
Yep, game mode's going to be great. Of course, after that, guys, just to preview the night for you a little bit, we have a treat, my friends.
Yes.
We have the Gears of War competitive showcase, the Escalation showcase between Optic Gaming. Congratulations to the boys that got picked up by Optic about a month ago, and Infinity. Blaze, talk to me a little about Infinity for those viewers that have never heard of Infinity because they haven't watched Gears of War maybe 8 years ago.
Exactly. And Infinity, they're back on the scene. One of Gears of War historic teams, one of the most winningest team in Gears of War history, with Atmo, Terra, Flames, Supremos, and Perspex. And back in the day, man, those guys were just winning tournaments back to back, always dominating Gears of War out the gate, always showing their dominance. And we're here today to see if they can show that same dominance with Gears of War 4 out the gate.
Yep, so that is coming next. But of course, before then, we have the Arms Race show match here, a mixture of pro players, competitive players, community members, and celebrities. It's going to be a great time. Looks like we're kicking this one off. 4 seconds left on the clock here. We're going to jump off with G4 Live 2 right now, playing as Kate. That is going to be Blaine with Xbox. So on board with Blaine right now. Take a look at the overhead map, Blaze. What are we going to see here for opening strategies?
The man himself, and we see everybody. It's such a clear sight line going across. We're going to see some boom shots fly across to see if they can get rid of this first weapon right off the jump and pick up some easy kills, because you do have unlimited ammo with these weapons.
Yep.
So, and it's going to switch automatically for all players on the team once you get those kills.
A little bit of a peekaboo there, hiding and waiting for someone to pick up ammo, and he was able to capitalize. Looks like Cog's going to neutralize by getting a kill, so it's 1 kill apiece, guys. Look at the top left of your screen. You'll see X's. That's how many kills they've gotten with that weapon. Keep in mind, you need to get 3 kills with each weapon to move on to the next weapon. The first person to use all 13 weapons does win. We're also showcasing, Blaze, our spectator cam for the very first time. You guys have seen the jump cam be used. There's the jump cam right there. Pretty nice.
Exactly, and this is going to be the new spectator mode, so we can show you guys some of all the good action that we really missed out with on some of the previous Gears of War games. So we're going to actually see both teams. They're going to switch from the boom shot, acquiring all 3 of those kills, and now we're going to have torque bows out. Both teams are going to be even right here, and they're just letting these bows fly across the map, and there we go.
On board with Terra right now. This is Terra, the captain of Infinity. He just came back to the game, pro player. Won Hypestation 2, Hypestation 1, and he won the inaugural Gears of War 2 MLG tournament back in 2009. Meanwhile, on with Diesel. This is Optic Diesel right now. You see him on your screen.
Diesel in the building.
Right.
There you go. Yep, bottom right, very far. Second one from the left over there. And he's going to be there with Hazard as well. And you see Mental on the end rocking that hot Optic jersey as well. And as we see the COG team, they're working their way through here. They are already on the drop shot.
There you go. So drop shot versus the torque bow. COG team is cruising. You also see at the top left in the UI 3 versus 2, but they're going to neutralize. It's going to be tied up at 3, weapon number 3 apiece here. So both teams using that drop shot. Blaze, talk to me a little bit about that drop shot. How does it work?
So the drop shot, you're going to fire a rocket straight through the air, and you're going to hold your trigger. So once you let go of your trigger, the shot drops down, hits the ground, and it's able to pick up a kill. So if you guys are familiar with the digger from Gears of War 3, the digger went underground. So the drop shot goes in the sky and it drops down.
It's almost like a reverse digger.
Exactly. To kind of prevent some of those campers that we really don't like.
We really don't like in Gears of War. Gears of War 4, something tells me camping won't be much of an issue. The game is so much fun to play. Very fast-paced. On board.
I think we're on that overkill now coming up.
Already. All right, this is the weapon we talked about. The highest skill level, highest learning curve of any weapon. That's that overkill. Let's see how they can use it.
And let's see. This is gonna be Blaine. We're gonna see what we can do. Actually, drop shots out, and you see he's just gonna unload with that. He's actually gonna pick up a kill right there with that overkill, and they're actually gonna switch over to the Markster real fast. And so the COG team are about 2 weapons ahead here. And so we're gonna see that. And we're going to see that Marska. So that Marska returning from Gears of War Judgment. Probably the most favorite gun in that game. Really useful long range, about 4 bullets. Each bullet doing a lot of damage right there. And as we see, we're going to see, I think this is going to be Mental using that gun up.
Yep, GN Live 2, or G4 Live 2 is Monty, Evil One, very involved in the community. Big shout out to Monty, who is at this event here live. Drop shot versus a Lancer, so a good traditional Lancer, and you see that gap is starting to increase 6-3 right now as the Swarm team is getting dominated in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely are. The COG team are ahead, 3 weapons right here. Not much that the Swarm team can do right here, but they're going to try to come back. They're still on this drop shot, John. Finding it hard to get this last kill here.
And look how good of a job the COG team is of just trapping the Swarm team in their spawn. They are dominating with map control right now, playing very well, using the power weapon as well as with that as well. So here we go. Now it looks like it's an overkill versus a Retro Lancer, 7-4 in rounds. And you saw that overkill. He was so ineffective with it because he's shooting it so fast.
Yeah, exactly. But you can see that bloom there on that gun. I almost wonder how many kills our pro player Mental has over here. I wonder, is he carrying or is everybody kind of pulling their weight here?
Yep, on board with Monty right now, using that Hammerburst, actually. Hammerburst, of course, returned back to how it was in Gears 1. Let's see if we can grab the meat shield. He does not. Fighting a 1 versus 1, it is a Marksa versus a Hammerburst. Of course, Mental is disgusting with that Marksa. He's going to pick off a headshot. That was actually Diesel with a headshot with that Marksa.
And so one thing that we're going to see here, especially later on in our escalation matches, a lot of these support weapons got changed up a lot. The Hammerburst, the Retro Lancer, they've been balanced out a lot more for use all around the board in competitive play and casual play. And I know when I got my hands on that Hammerburst, it's probably one of the best, actually the best support weapon in the game.
We got the Enforcer, such a lethal close-range weapon. Keep in mind, guys, it's only good at close range. Long range, it really does just fall off. So you want to be really strategic with how you use it. Now, on board with the COG, Enforcer is out. That is going to be Liam McIntyre, the lead character, voice character for JD. Let's see what he can do.
And so we're going to see these shots being fired off. The Swarm team, they're trying to come back in this, but they're going to be down by 3 here. And so if you look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, folks, you're going to see the 2 numbers, 9 and 6 right there. So the first team that gets to 13 is going to win, and the last gun that they're going to be using is going to be the Botox. So once they get 3 kills with that Botox, they will win the match.
Let's see, can the Swarm team do the impossible? Down by 3 weapons right now. You see the teamwork is starting to come in, but the Nashers are out for the COG team. Can they team fire? They down 1. Can they down 2? Yes, they do. The team fire is coming in from the Swarm team right now. They're going to pick up that kill. Make it a triple kill as JD is going to go down as well. Liam is playing his character, but the Flake comes in from Terror. Can he pick up the double? Yes, he does. The teamwork from the COG team is undefeatable right now, and a very good job by the COG team really avoiding something that could have been really bad, which is going to come back from the Swarm team.
Yeah, and you know, right here, we see headshots flying off, and that snipe just popped up, and it's going to be gone that quickly. Wow. They're going to move on over to that M-bar. Going to see that. Ooh, M-bar charged up, taking off a headshot right there, and GM Live 4, that's going to be Blaine coming in high with that M-bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the M-bar to Gears of War 4. It's going to be a fan favorite. It's going to be a YouTuber's favorite. And let's hop on board with Lewis from Gears. Oh my goodness, he's going to pick up the headshot through the railing. Can he get a double kill?
So if he can pick up 2 kills with 1 shot.
Yes, he does! Oh my goodness, Lewis is going off from Gears Inc.
2 headshots back to back. And so here we go. 3 more kills with the Botox. That's all that's needed by the COG team. We're going to see if they can pick it up. Or if the Swarm team can come back. They're on Hammerburst right now, but you know, they got a long ways to go. They're about maybe 12 kills away from winning, and the COG team's going to be 3 kills.
There you go. It is complete domination right now. But keep in mind, there's 3 maps that are going to be played. Enforcer is out. It's going to do some heavy damage. A really intense one-on-one. I get to steal attention. A Boltok headshot is going to come in. That was a blind fire, and the COG team is going to win that one. They are up 1-0 in rounds here on Arms Race.
Yes, they are. So the COG team making things happen right here. Definitely making plays, doing such a good job here. And we're going to see these 3 rounds played out. So hopefully they can do something different here. They need to make sure they use these explosives right off the jump, and we're going to see if they let them fly off the map. And
so take a look at the
14
stats
kills
right now. Yep, on board with Optic Mental. He is considered to be a top 3 player in the game. Such a good power weapons player, so I'm expecting him to go off with the power weapons. He's playing very aggressive to start with the boom shot, which is what you want to do. It's an explosive weapon. He might have to pay for that one. Is that boom going to go out? Yes, it does. Does not connect, but Mental misses his shot as well.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you do not take. So they just need to let these boom shots fly across map, and they're going to be almost done with this gun. So the COG team's going to pick up, going to almost be switching to this torque ball right off the jump.
There it is. COG team switching already. On board with Lewis from Gears Inc. I take that back. I think that's Blaine right now.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the Swarm team's only picked up 1 kill with that boom shot. I'm surprised, Blaze. Mental's such a strong power weapon player. I thought he would have the advantage in this one.
You know, I thought he would too as well, but you know, we're definitely going to see him start picking up right off the jump. But you know, it's easily seen that the COG team has a clear advantage right here. Almost going to be on their 3rd weapon as well. We're going to see if they can make use of this drop shot. Drop shot's going to fly across the map. He's going to let go. Not going to be able to pick up that kill.
Not just yet. His teammate's going to pick it up, but there's the double kill with the boom shot. GN Live 8, a.k.a. Hazard, the Twitch streamer and YouTuber himself, gets a double kill to drop things down to the Torpo. And there you go. Live 7. That's going to be Diesel. Picks up a kill with the Torque.
And you know what? We're going to see if he can, you know, try to help bring his team back in here. So that's going to be Diesel, Hazard, and them. They're going to be actually the ones losing here. They're going to be the ones down, so Mental is going to have to try to bring him back here in his team.
Oh, there's the 2 kill in a row from with the Torpo. So just like that, to the drop shot. This round is much closer, Blaze. But the Swarm team is still behind. They got to do something. I think it's going to be sticking together. It's going to make a difference.
No, it definitely is. And, as you see, just right off the jump, how fun Arms Race it is, If you can go around and almost wolf pack with your team and kind of pick up a few kills early on with explosive weapons, kind of get your team ahead here, and you're going to see those drop shots just connecting with COG members left and right there. We clean this up, and you're going to see that overkill, pick up a few kills right there.
But the Marksa headshot's going to come in. Can Mental do the impossible? He gets one. He is staying alive. The movement is coming in from Mental. He gets one. Can he get the double? Shoots his teammate because that's how crazy he is. And finally, he's able to get his health back, but he's not done yet.
He's
trying his overkill, man.
Trying to blind fire the overkill. Not too accurate right there. See, he's missing a few shots. It's that Bloom, though.
Yeah, he's going to pay for that one. Gets taken out by the Marksa. And again, the teamwork of the COG team, they're working together so well. And that's a Gears of War staple. You want to stay by your teammates because the revive system, obviously the way it works, and the way team firing is so important in Gears of War, and the COG team is really outplaying the Swarm team in that regard.
No, they definitely is. And this is going to be a closer match than we've seen the first time. The Swarm team, they're about 1 kill away from tying it up, 2 kills away from actually tying this game up. And so they've managed to edge their way back into this game.
Yep. You saw the revives coming again from the COG team, moving as a unit. Mental's going to pick up one. Marksa is Mental's favorite weapon. Let's hop on board with him. Actually, I take that back. They just switched to the Lancer. So it's tied up. Lancer's a piece.
Yep, and Lancer, that iconic Gears of War weapon, one of the first ones that, you never seen a weapon like it when it came out in Gears of War 1, a weapon where you can actually chainsaw somebody, pick up a few score kills. Really, between that and Nash, this is the most known weapon in the game.
Yep.
Taking a few shots right here, full red. We're going to be all tied up here, folks, 7-7.
He was going for the retro charge and barely got denied. If he would have pulled that off, I would have jumped out of my chair.
And so the retro charge still is in a game. The weapon has a lot more kick to it, a lot more kick to it, a little bit more accurate. And there you're going to see him finish off that kill right there. And, so for everybody who's joining us, we're playing Arms Race. And, so if you look to the top left-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see we're tied 7-7.
It's a tied game. It cannot be closer. Terror is going for the cheeky Torpo charge. Retro charge. He's not done yet. He's going to get his health back. Can he pull it off? He wants it so bad. I can see it in his eyes. Terror, of course, the captain of Infinity. It's going to be the COG team. The Swarm team. Actually, no, both teams are going to switch to the Hammerburst at the same time. We are all tied up.
And so one thing about when the weapons change, they change for everybody at the exact same time. We're going to see that dope Hammerburst execution right there. So all the weapons change for everybody at the same time. So let's say you're in a fight with somebody with a torque bow, Yep. And the next thing you know, your teammate gets that kill, and you guys are switching. As you can be revving that torque bow, and you'll switch to a sniper or whatever that next weapon is.
That is true. And look at the bait and switch that comes in from Terror and GN Live 4. I think that's blamed. The teamwork from the COG team continues to show here, and that is why they're ultimately coming out top. They're now a full weapon ahead of the Swarm team.
Yes, they definitely are here. But they got that Hammerburst, so they're not out of it just yet. We're going to see the burst from that Hammerburst coming out, and they're going to chase him down here with that SMG. And they're going to be pushing him and just seeing who's the best support right there. And Terror's going to pick up that kill. And he's going to go to pick up the second kill as well. But they're going to be switching weapons, and he's going to have a shotgun, which is going to be good for him in this situation. And he's going to make quick work of this Swarm character right here. He's going to be able to take him out. And so he's going to push up here. He knows that he has the advantage with them having the SMGs and him having a shotgun here. And he's very confident in the shotgun skills, and he's going to pick up that kill as well. Going to go for the execution, but he's going to go down, and he's going to help from his teammates.
And look at, he's going to pick up the kill, but oh my goodness, it's now a 3, make that a 2 weapon difference. Long shot. Let's hop on board with a member of the COG team here with the long shots out. Blaze, you are always known as a sniper back in your day. What do you want to do with this weapon to be successful?
You want to keep your distance, but at the same time, when you're wolf packing like this, as long as you guys can make sure you hit those body shots, you'll come out on top. And we're going to see the COG team kind of back up, get this distance so they can pick up a few of these headshots, because these guys are going to have to push them to pick up the kills with the shotgun. They're not going to be able to get any long-range shotgun kills. And we're going to actually see the Swarms team start to come back in this.
On board with GN Live 3. He's going to get himself a more defensive position, but he gets taken out with the flank. Now they were down 2 weapons, and it's all tied up with the long shot. I want to hop on board with Mental. He's playing as G4 Live 10, the sniper for Optic Gaming. Let's see what he can do with it. If he's going to put on a montage, he has an opportunity. He's going to hit a nice body shot, but doesn't have a pistol to follow up with. He's going to have to hit another shot to get the down. Can he do it up against Terror, the captain of Infinity? And there it is, Mental going off with the sniper, living out his name. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Easy shot, and he's going to get that one.
All 3 kills for Mental. Is it going to happen, Blaze? Yes. Oh, hits the shoulder. He's going to go for the melee, though.
He teased us with it right there. We're going to see if he can come out on top right here.
Mental's in a tough spot against 4 people. How is he going to get out of this? Oh my goodness! The blinding comes in from Mental. He's going to switch to an M-bar. Can he get another headshot? Mental is putting on a show right now for you people. How is he still alive, Blaze?
Optic Mental making things happen. He's going to go down right there, all tied up right here.
And finally, he's going to get taken out. Mental going on a tear, pun definitely intended, against Tear on the other team.
There we go. And so both teams will have the M-bar right here. And the Swarm team's going to edge their way in front. So the COG team won the first round. And so we're going to see what they can do right here. Charging up right now. He's going to actually miss that shot a little bit slightly to the right. Charging up, trying to edge in. Oh, it feels like all these players are trying to figure out how to use M-bar. Oh my God, coming out with that headshot right there.
Was that Diesel? That was disgusting. Diesel is showing that he can make montages, not only in Call of Duty, but also in Gears of War. Diesel with a beautiful headshot, mid-roll. Meanwhile, Terror picks one up as well. And ladies and gentlemen, it's weapon 13. This is the final weapon, and somehow the Swarm team are doing the impossible. They were down 3 weapons, and they have brought it back 13-13 right now. Another kill is going to come in from the Swarm. Make that 2 kills. All they need is 1 more kill, and they will come on top, Blaze.
Here they go. We're going to see if they can do it. On board here, he's getting those Botox. Full active.
Is it going to be a headshot?
Trying to get it. The COG members, they need to get in cover. They're very, very weak. They're going to be reviving each other. And here we go.
Well, someone's down. All they need is the kill. Is the revive going to come in? Yes, the revive comes in. Look at the teamwork from the COG team. They are playing so well. And there you go. COG team takes out 1. Can they get 2? Another revive comes in from the COG team. And somehow the COG team brings it back and wins this one. What a phenomenal round 2 and showing right there.
Making that comeback right there. Being down a few weapons, actually. So they're doing such a great job there coming in. So good job there to those guys. Making things happen. Being down a few weapons right there, John, and just picking up those Bolt-Talk headshots at the end.
Yep, that was unbelievable. I mean, there were literally 7 revives that came in the last minute alone of that game. What a good teamwork display from the COG team. I was really impressed. Led by the captain of Infinity himself, Terror, who is back and playing and competing in Gears of War Esports, and I cannot be more excited to watch him play, of course, against Optic Gaming in a little bit. But with that, guys, we're going to send it back to the main stage with our host, iJustine.
He's going to take it.
I'm going to read it.
Let's go.
All right. Guess what? We just got this news in here that you guys, the internet, you broke it. Thanks to our amazing fans, we promised chances to win free downloads, but you guys showed up, guess what, in record numbers. My phone's been lighting up, and the whole system, went. But you guys are the best, so we feel bad. So go to the Gears of War Twitter for updates and downloads for the game. And because we love our fans, we're going to be giving away 200. Right, Rod? Another 200 chances are coming for free downloads coming up very, very soon. All right, and now we've reached another point in the show where we give away free stuff.
Yes, that is true.
Everybody loves free stuff.
So I'm super excited because all of the Gears fans here today were given a lottery ticket when they shuffled in. So now it's time to find out who among them will win a free Xbox One S console and then have to sneak out of here getting it by the chainsaw by their friends. All right, we've got a lot of jealous fans
I'll
here.
let you pick one, Rod.
Here it is.
All right.
Let's go with 033 00 5 7.
Who's it gonna be?
Who's got
Wait,
57?
We've got a winner.
Yes. Congratulations,
Get
you.
up here.
Come on up.
All right, we're gonna get up here.
Let's verify your ticket. Nope, that's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. That's right. That's so come on in and claim your prize.
There you go. All right, you know what, guys? I'm feeling bad that you guys didn't win a free Xbox. So why don't I go ahead and give everyone here.
Everyone here gets a free copy of the game.
Yeah! That's right. You get Gears of War, and you get Gears of War, and you get Gears of War. You all get it! Thank you very much, Rod. So, Rod, thank you, Rod, and everybody at the studio for doing that. Now we're going to throw it over to the casters for the moment we've all been waiting for. Gentlemen, let's go.
Thank you so much, Larry, and welcome back to the Caster's Desk. Fallout here, joined with Guy Blaze, and this is the moment I've been so excited for. It is Optic Gaming.
This is it.
Going up against Infinity in our Escalation show match.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for the matchup because, this was the old school best team in the game right here, and you got the new school best team in the game. Optic Gaming has been dominating Gears of War for about the last 2 years or so. Yep. Towards the end of Gears of War 3, throughout all of Gears of War UE, just winning tournaments back to back and just doing their job. And Infinity, of course, they're historic.
Exactly. And on the flip side, you have Infinity, the first legacy to ever hit Gears of War esports back from 2006 to 2009. They really were a force to be reckoned with in Gears of War esports. They won the MLG National Championships in 2007. I think they are the most winningest team in Gears of War 1. And Gears 2, of course, they did their thing as well. And then Gears 3, they came back and they did it again. They won the first two major events in Gears of War 3, Hype Fest Station 1 and Hype Fest Station 2. And now they are back and ready to compete again, Blaze. I could not be more excited.
And don't forget, Admiral winning the most money in Gears of War history, and we're going to see him playing on Infinity as well. And so let's talk a little bit about Escalation.
Yep.
What can we expect from Escalation? What kind of game type is Escalation?
I'm just going to say, welcome. You guys are in for a treat. Escalation, in my opinion, one of the most competitive, one of the best game modes in console esports. It is so intense. There's so much meta. It's so deep. It's so intricate. Blaze, walk me through how the game mode works.
So Escalation is going to be first to 13 rounds. So whoever wins 7 rounds is going to actually win the game of Escalation. So Escalation, how did it get its name? Not from the map, but I'm happy it did get its name from the map.
The map has nothing to do with the game mode.
The map may never come back. But so the spawns. Each player will start with a 10-second respawn. Then as the round progresses, you're going to tack on 2 seconds to that. So when you come down around round 6, you're going to have about a 22-second respawn, and then it's going to reset at halftime and go back to 10. So the game's going to escalate throughout. And also, you're going to have a chance to, at the end of every round, the highest scoring player on the losing team will be able to place a weapon on the map. So teams can use that to create new strategies. Split the team apart, spread the map out, put a boom shot somewhere away from a key hill. And then also, you have to get to 210 to win. It's a domination style game type.
It is. So essentially, like the name of the game really says, the game will escalate into by the 6th, 7th round, and then the 11th, 12th, and 13th round. It really becomes a game of execution. And that's the beauty. It's almost like execution meets domination meets King of the Hill right in the middle. And the power weapons as well, as you mentioned, the losing team each round gets to place a power weapon wherever they want on the map. So what that does is that creates an ever-evolving and ever-changing metagame. Back in the day, we would come into games with 4, 5, 6 predetermined strategies, and we practice those, rinse and repeat on execution. Now, yes, you need strategies. Yes, you need setups. Yes, you need to be prepared, but you can't. You really don't know where the weapons are going to be placed. You don't know what to expect. So you got to be able to adapt on your feet. And I think the role of leader, the role of captain, is going to be more important than ever.
And so that's also one thing is about the new Gears Esports is that we've added a 5th man. Traditionally, Gears Esports was played with 4 people. But with Escalation and Gears of War 4, we are now playing with 5 people. So we've seen a lot of the top teams out there start adding 5th man to their roster.
That was a lot of drama involved. Fun drama, but drama.
Exactly. And but adding a 5th man to your roster isn't so easy. It's a nice thing to have, but that's also an extra voice of communication. That's an extra voice in your ear right there. On top of a coach in some situations, that's 6 people working together, trying to get victory out there.
And fun fact, this is neural science for you guys at the Gears of War show. The human brain can only process up to 5 people at once. So once you hit 6, I think it's actually up to 6 people. So once you hit 7 people, the human brain physically cannot process 7 people talking at once. So we are at that perfect sweet spot.
Dropping knowledge on you guys.
I'm educated. I went to college. And 6 people, including a coach, on one mic. Communication has to be crisp, has to be clean, and I'm really excited by the fact that there are 5 people now in the game mode.
And so it's almost good to have that one mute player in your team. The one guy that you don't like, who you always mad at, that didn't communicate. But
Alrighty, so let's check in with Rod Ferguson and Ryan Cleveland, the lead multiplayer designer for Gears of War, to explain the game mode.
And I guess it's us on the couch now. We're getting cozier.
Yeah, I can get closer if you want.
No, that's good. I think we're a good distance. So let's talk about, what was it like? I'm going to interview you now. I'm going to be the reporter. So, Ryan Cleveland, you all of a sudden you get Gears of War and you're the lead multiplayer designer. Now, multiplayer is a hot topic for the Gears of War community and fans. And so what did you think when you had to kind of say, like, how do I deal with kind of evolving multiplayer and especially with things like escalation stuff?
I felt a giant crushing weight on my shoulders.
But I got off you eventually. So what did after that?
It was super exciting. I mean, I've been a big competitive gaming fan for a long time. I play a lot of competitive games myself, and it was just like a huge, exciting opportunity. And the first thing that we wanted to do was make sure that we did Gears properly, right? And that having you there as a sounding board was always fantastic, but we also wanted to make sure that we heard from fans, as well as when we rebuilt the game from the ground up in Unreal 4, that every little detail had to be perfect. It had to feel like Gears, and that took us a long time. And when we hit that moment, we could feel it. Like we felt like we've got a game that can now go the distance.
So when you look at a mode like where you say, okay, esports is so important in terms of finding a really competitive mode, and we have to design something from scratch, that execution is a decade-old mode that obviously is not doing what it needs to do to take Gears esports into the future. What inspires something like Escalation? Like, how did you go from execution to now this awesome mode of Escalation?
Yeah, like we took a look, like we wanted to make something that wasn't just sort of competitive on console, but was competitive with every esport out there. And we kind of broke down all the different games that were being used at an esports level, and we found this thing in common of this escalating intensity. And so we said, how can we bring that to Gears of War while still retaining the essence of what makes Gears of War multiplayer great? The fantastic mechanics, the intimate combat. Like, we really wanted to retain that and use all the same pieces on the chessboard, so to speak, and build a mode that had this escalating intensity.
Right, and so you were inspired by MOBAs and
like Counter-Strike, League of Legends. If you look at like all the MOBAs, all the sort of with the RPG aspects where they're leveling up and they're getting more powerful, their abilities get bigger and stronger. All of that is upping the level of lethality. And how do we do that in Gears of War without putting new powers on the people and having them fly or whatever? We did it through the power weapons, which was a very natural thing that was there, and we sort of merged these two worlds.
So with that, I mean, I think it's going to be the best way you can really try to understand Escalation is to watch Escalation, and with our new spectator camera to make it easier to watch, and we have some talented casters to kind of talk you through it. I think it should be a fun match today.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
So why don't we go over to our casters, Fallout and Blaze, and see what they have to say about the game.
Rod, Ryan, thank you so much, and welcome back to the Caster's Desk, ladies and gentlemen. Fallout here, joined with the one, the only Guy Blaze, and it is time. Optic Gaming versus Infinity. Ladies and gentlemen in the crowd, let me hear it if you are excited for this one here at the live Gears of War 4 event.
Blow it up in the chat. Let me get some hashtag Gears Esports for all you guys out there watching on Twitch. And as you've seen the squads out there, we're going to be having Mental, Summons, Lava, Explosives, Kenny on Team Optic versus...
Don't say it. Atmo, Terror, Supremos, Flames, and of course the substitute for this team, Crash, who is disgusting, by the way, at Gears of War 4. I've been watching him play so far.
Old school, a.k.a. Perspex out there. For all you, Gal 3 people out there, who may know that name.
Yep, you know it. Soto, former member of Team Glory. Explosive, actually, former member of Team Glory. So, guys, they are hot, they are warm, they are ready, and we're going to be kicking it off with Optic Gaming versus Infinity on main stage in just a bit. Blaze, your predictions for this match?
Man, this is going to be a tough one, but you got to say, hey, Optic are the guys that's hot, Yep. Infinity, they've been out the game for a while, so they're here to prove themselves once again. But Optic, they've been on fire, they've been doing this, and they're the champions.
That's true. They're the team to beat. They got a target on their back. Optic Gaming swoops into Gears of War, picks up the best team, undisputed in the game right now. They got to be feeling good. Big shout to Hex and Jay, who are probably watching here and supporting their boys, who are going to be on main stage representing Optic Gaming for the very first time. And Blaze, they are fun to watch. You have Mental, one of the best snipers and power weapon players in the game. Explosives, considered to be one of the best shotguns and leaders and shot callers in the game as well. So the map is loaded, and we are kicking this off. Escalation, the brand new competitive esports game mode here in Gears of War 4. Let's hop on board with Flames of Infinity to kick things off.
Yes, we will. And so as you see, the very first round, let's go. Going to be on board here with Flames. And so both teams, the first thing that they're going to be trying to do is cap their home hill right here. This B hill is actually going to be the neutral hill. So we're going to have two members of Infinity. They're going to be pushing across, trying to get a little bit closer. Actually going to be three of these guys. They're going to edge their way in here.
Oh, the
here
flame
comes the
in,
flame.
though. Can they get? Oh, Atmo is going to turn around on Explosive. Explosive, the captain of this team, or the leader of the team, sorry, the shot caller, gets taken out. Flames, who already has 2 kills to his name.
It's a lot of shots coming up top. So Infinity didn't see anybody up top towards that lookout up there, and Lava just rained down a lot of fire. So Infinity's going to actually push across.
Right now. Can Terror do it? No, yeah, Terror's going to stay alive. He finally goes down. Optic Kenny is going to take him out, and just like that, Optic Gaming is. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. Flames gets a double, and just like that, Optic is going to get the double cap to start things off here. 36-36 right now.
So as you see, Infinity controlling both home hills right here. The middle hill is going to be controlled over here by Optic Gaming. So they're going to have their players branch out back and try to take control of over their home hill, because they at least want to hold 2 of these hills. And we're going to see 1 kill picked up. Atmo's going to go down by Explosive. Optic going to drop back towards their home hill, but Infinity is there. Can Flames clutch up? We're going to find out soon. Supremo's in here to clean up the kill. He's going to get that one, and he's going to regain control of
Can they get it? Optic needs to break this hill, and they are going to get the break in. And Supremo's also does get taken out, so 3 kills picked up for Optic Gaming. And Blaze, I'm going to call it Flames of Team Infinity is the player to watch on that team. On Optic, I'm watching Explosive. We're on board with him right now. 1 kill to his name so far. Let's see if we can pick it up.
So Optic's gonna be pushing back over here towards his home hill. Want to get control of that, and but you know, hey, at least if you can control 2 of these points throughout the game, you'll hit 210 first, and that's what Infinity's been doing. But at any point, if you can get a 3 cap, that's called the domination, and you win the game automatically. So that's what Fallout was talking about over there. So if Optic can capture the C hill right now, they will win the game.
Yeah, so what you just saw right there, you saw Explosive press the button in the control room, and that actually is going to activate the forge on the far right of the map. Not able to pick up a kill with it, but if you're in the middle and in that forge, you're going to get disintegrated ASAP Rocky. So unfortunately, not able to pick up a kill right there, but you guys just saw how that mechanic works on forge.
And we're going to see Optic. They're going to be down here about 20 seconds, but they do have the most heals capped, so they will be catching up here pretty soon, and they're going to be guarding their home hill a lot better than they did the last time. Infinity's going to have to come up with a good strat to either push across and kill these guys at the A hill or kind of play for B here.
On board with Lava, who is the technical captain of this team, repping the C on his chest. Make that Supremos now. Mental's going to go down, and keep in mind, guys, this is execution style killing, so you can't kill them like you do in King of the Hill. That confused me when I first played it, but it is execution style, so revives are so much more important.
Supremos 1v1. He's going to shut down Explosives right there. Transition into the B hill. He has another 1v1 with Summons. Can he do it? Going to come out. Going to connect with that shot. Going to miss that one. And he will. Taking out 2 kills right there for his team.
It is 180 to 178. This could not be a more close first round. All up to Supremos. He gets taken out. Infinity needs to get a break playing as the COG team right now. Otherwise, they will lose this one. But it's going to be all Optic Gaming on the bottom left of your screen here. On board with Kenny right now. And Infinity is going to try and go for this kill. No, Explosive is going to shut it down. And just like that, Optic Gaming 210 to 196. Couldn't have been any closer, Blades.
They're going to be winning round 1 right there. Optic Gaming Swarm team. Infinity is going to be the COG team. And so now, this is going to be the weapon selection process. Fallout, take us through it.
Yep, so the losing team and the person with the most points on the losing team, which is the captain of Infinity, T-Roar himself, is going to place a weapon. The team is discussing right now what do they want to place. There are secondary weapons and primary weapons. If you're on the 50 or the middle point of the map, you can place a primary weapon, as you see right now scrolling through the boom shot, and they decide to place a boom shot in the incinerator. That is going to change everything, as there is now a power weapon on the far left side of the map to make use with.
Yep, so they're going to use that boom shot to kind of spread this map out. So one thing that we seen them do initially was they played for both home hills. They played for the C hill and the A hill. So as soon as they can get the hill, their home hill, they'll have a boom shot right there to play for as well, and use that to probably backtrack and get control of B.
And you saw how that changed the strategy. Right now, you saw 3 people sent over to the incinerator. Last round was only 1 person per team sent to that incinerator, so the strategy changed just because of 1 weapon. And now it's going to be Terra on the flank here. Keep in mind that Shotgun has a much lower range in Gears of War 4 competitive tuning, but he's still able to get the down here. Terra needs to win this 1v, but he's going to get flanked by Kenny.
And he's going to go down as well right there. Optic trying to get the domination right here. They just need to cap A, and they're going to push forward here. But B hill will get broken. Somebody from Infinity with the heads-up play, Flames, all up to him. He's going to push forward here, but here comes the domination. 2 kills getting picked up there by Mental, and it's going to come in, and that's going to be domination there by Optic, winning round number 2.
Wow, and that goes to show the diversity of this game mode. Our round 1 went to the wire. It was about 7 minutes long, maybe 8 minutes long. It was 210 to 196. Round 2, the exact opposite, because the domination comes in, and keep in mind, when you dominate, when you grab all 3 rings, the round instantly ends. So Optic Gaming goes up 2-0 in this one, and Infinity, again, with a decision to make, where do they want to place a weapon, and what weapon will
and
they
so
place?
They used that boom shot last time. To kind of spread that map out, and we're gonna see them put shot grenades out. So we're gonna see if they can use those shot grenades to get better control over that B hill. We're gonna see coming up soon. But as you see, John, like you said, the rounds, how they can vary. We had a long, drawn-out round, 210 to about 200 right there on the first round, and that one was a 44-second round.
That's true. Shot grenades grabbed by both teams. Keep in mind, the shot grenades is the new grenade in Gears of War 4. It cannot kill you, but it stuns you, and it can down you. So very deadly. Good way to control with AoE damage an entire area. Smoke grenades come in. Big fight going down. Summons needs to win that one. No, Summons goes down. It's going to be Explosive. He takes out one. Can he get the double kill? No. He's fighting in some meat shield against Flames. If he pulls this off, he is officially the greatest. Can he do it? Explosives with the strafe.
No,
still a 1v1. Somehow he is still alive. How did he do it? The movement is unbelievable from Explosive.
And he's going to be chasing Flames down, saying, I'm not going to let you get away. And he's going to get help from Mental. Explosive, using that movement, doing such a good job staying alive there in a difficult situation. But Infinity's going to have control over 2 hills. They will have the lead, but as we know, John, that can change very, very quickly.
That is true. 43 to 36 right now, and no hills are currently capped, so it is a free-for-all. Supremo's in a bad spot. Needs to get his health back. I guarantee Summons is calling out Supremo's right now, but he has a smoke grenade on Summons. He hits him with the brick. full red right now,
Good
but yes,
shot.
he takes out Summons in the 1v. Well done, Supremos.
Doing such a good job right there, holding down that B hill for his team single-handedly right here. Infinity holding that lead, and we're gonna see Flames and
Explosives.
And Explosives gonna actually get here into a fight right here. Explosives, can he stay alive? The domination looking like it almost wants to come in, but getting broke up there by Infinity. Infinity needs to make sure they keep control of their home hill, which is gonna be the C hill, and they will get that. So they're gonna actually not have the lead here. They're gonna go down to Optic Gaming, but as we know, John, once again, the rounds can change that quick.
That is true. On board of Flames, 6 kills to his name right now. The support fire is going to come in. He's going to pepper up. Oh, he's actually going to down one, but not able to get that kill. If they press the incinerator button, he can get a double. Instead, Flames is going to get taken up by Mental, but the COG domination, despite getting outplayed,
really?
almost comes in.
Oh,
wow.
Almost, but it's going to get broken there by Optic. The domination almost happened. Optic's going to be picking up two control of 2 of these hills, and it's going to be a virtually even game right here.
Atmo all by himself needs to defend against a boom shot. Very difficult to do. Summons picks up that kill. He still has 1 boom to his name, and just like that, Optic going for the domination. Can they get the triple cap? No, it's going to be Infinity controlling the B hill.
And so Infinity doing a good job there, backtracking, controlling that neutral hill, but they need to get control of their home hill. That's going to be the most important. That's going to be the closest one towards their spawn. Terror, Lancers out, putting some support fire. He's actually going to back up here, transition to middle, going to make a different play, and Atmo's actually defending their home hill, doing such a good job with it.
Atmo across the... Can Atmo stay alive here? He is in a tough situation. Nope, Terror's actually going to fight a 1v, and he's going to get taken out. Atmo gets the double kill on the other side of the map, so Atmosphere, the former GOAT in Gears of War 1, picks up a huge double kill to get what would have been a double cap if they lost the B hill.
And you know, that's one thing that we can appreciate about Atmo. In pressure situations, you really see his best gameplay, and we're going to have Crash go down. Infinity keeping control of their home hill. That's a good thing. But once it gets towards around about 180, 190, at this point, Optic just really needs to hold 1 hill. They don't have to worry about 2 hills.
How is Lava still alive? He was full red that entire time. The Optic Gaming domination is going to come in here, and Optic goes up 3-0 and continues to absolutely slay. Let's take a look at the stats here, and then we'll see the weapon placement in round number 4.
As we know how dominant Optic Gaming is, throughout many different genres of video games, right here is no different. Then picked up the best Gears of War squad out there, and as you guys can see, this is why.
Yep, Hex, Jay, and the Optic Gaming crew sought out to be the premier esports organization, especially on console, and right now, arguably, they have it. Optic Gaming and Halo playing very well. Optic Gaming and Gears considered to be one of the best teams, and of course, the Optic Gaming Call of Duty squad has always performed so well traditionally. Let's hop on board with Mental.
16
with
kills.
16 kills to his name. We're going to stay on board with Mental and see what he's doing. That's working so well.
Yes, we're going to see from the top overview, Infinity's they're going to send 4 people from A. They're going to be pushing over 2C and also trying to control that boom shot. So they're going to be fighting for these home hills, going to give up the B hill, and so that Optic will take a slight lead right here, and Supremos is going to be back right here, throwing out some support fire. Mental, can he embarrass him? And no, he does not. Supremos is going to shut him down, and he's going to push for the B hill. 2 kills being picked up right here by Infinity. They can play for the triple cap if they can get across, but Explosives has something to say about that.
Explosives with a beautiful kill over Supremos right there. All up to Crash, needs to stay alive. He's fighting a 1v2. Kenny is going to, he trusts his teammates so much that Kenny leaves the 1v1. That is called teamwork, my friends, and that is called trust. What a good job by Kenny going for the objective and letting his teammate Explosive win the 1v1. So let's be honest, Blaze, Explosive barely loses those fights.
Yeah, and we see Explosives transition over to this B hill, being defended by 1 Infinity member, and Explosives is going to actually break this. Optic already has control over the A hill and the C hill, but their A hill, it will not get broken. Domination coming in. Can they get it? And yes, they do. So, John, one thing that we need to notice, those spawn timers, they're increasing. Yep. And we saw that, that was one of the big factors in this round. They got those few initial kills, those few key kills, and Infinity just couldn't bounce back quick enough.
Yep, of course, this next round is going to be 18-second spawns here. So keep in mind, guys, that is how escalation really, again, escalates and becomes more of an execution style round here. Maybe you don't want to grab the objective. Maybe you want to play for power weapons instead, because if you get the first wave of kills, you should be able to dominate and win that round. Theoretically, of course, see Infinity's trying to talk strategy, trying to do something to turn this around here, down 4-0 against Optic, such a dominant squad.
Yes, they are. And we're going to be going here into round number 5. Going to be taking a look at the overhead soon. Mental, 17 kills. Kenny up here with 12. making plays left and right there. Take a look at the overhead at Infinity. They're going to pick up those shot grenades right there, and they actually opted not to place a weapon at all that round.
They denied a weapon. Yeah, so you can deny a weapon as well by placing an X there. A weapon will not be able to spawn there until the weapons do flip. Keep in mind, guys, after round number 6, the weapons flip, weapons reset, the hills flip, and it's basically a brand new game.
Flame grenades will come out. Crash, picking up 2 kills right there. He also killed the boom shot as well. So we're going to see 2 Infinity members. They're going to actually push across towards this A hill. They're going to cap this. So if they can transition to this B, maybe get the domination, those respawn timers are around 18 to 20 seconds.
Meanwhile, smart play by Optic. They're going to actually overextend, and they're going to get the C hill. Smart play, rather than going for their home hill, going for their away hill instead. Smart decision by Optic. And now look how tough it is. They are fighting a 2-front war, Infinity is, because Optic was able to push to the opposite side spawn. Smart decision by Optic.
Crash, using that Lancer there, putting that support fire down. He's going to be in a difficult situation. He's going to get around his cover, but he's going to take some shots from the back right there. Optic want to take over this B hill. 2 members of Infinity defending the A hill. And here go Flames, putting some shots in. Can Mental make him pay for it? Mental's full red, and he's going to back out of the situation. He's going to actually stay and fight. But Flames finally getting some help right there. Infinity down by about 30 points, only in control of 1 hill, but explosive. He's going to help his teammate out, putting some good shots, but he's going to get hit by a train there, and that train's going to be Supremos picking up another kill. Kenny's going to get a headshot, boom shot in control by Supremos. Let's see what Infinity can do with it.
The Lancer fire, look at the teamwork, and that is the Infinity crossfire and team fire that we're used to seeing. 2 members right now dead of Optic. Keep in mind, that is 18 seconds per player, 36 seconds of death timers right there. Make that another 18 seconds, so it's a 5 versus 2 right now for Infinity. Could this be the round that they win? It's all up to Atmo. Has to win the 1v against, I think it's Kenny, and no, he's going to get taken out by Mental. Sorry, that was Mental within the 1 versus 1.
And he almost got that shot, but Mental saving him right there. Flames comes in and says,
hey, domination.
I'm going to make you pay for that one, for taking out my teammate. The domination cannon come in. Will not. Optic will deny that, taking control over the A hill, which is going to be their home hill right there. But virtually tied game right here. Infinity just needs to really control 2 of these points.
They did, and that's where it's so important to have an anchor. That's a new role that's going to be very important in Gears of War 4. Ladies and gentlemen, team, if you are excited, if you're going to be competing in Gears 4 esports, make sure your team has an anchor, someone that sits back and holds your home hill and the away hill. Don't all get really trapped and baited to fight for that B hill like we just saw Infinity do.
Insins are going to be out. He's going to hit the ground, not able to connect with that one. He's going to get into a fight. Admiral's going to back up, and he's going to get into a 1v2 situation. Can at least take out one. He cannot. Lava actually shuts him down right there. Has 1 more flame grenade left, and he's going to use that to try to take control over the C hill.
The domination's going to come in and blaze. This is why it is so important. When you have a 5 versus 3 opportunity, you need, it was a 5 versus 2 that Infinity had. You need to get the domination. Infinity's going to go for it, but no, Optic's going to go for it. Infinity's going to go for the break.
Flames with the save right there. And he was the last member alive, taking out 1. He's going to get help from his teammate. He goes down. Can the last member of Infinity stop him? Not going to be able to. Boom shots coming out, and Lava just dominating right there.
Did you see that triple kill from Lava? No, Crash is going to get 1. Can he get the double kill? Crash is somehow still alive. He's going to get meleeed. The action is so intense by that C hill right now, and finally, Infinity is going to make it all happen and goes up 5-0.
You know, right there, we saw so many different situations where we almost saw the game ending, but just members of Infinity just came clutch one after another, but just not enough time right there for them to make a play. And Optic knew the position that they were in.
That's so true.
With the score lead.
Yeah, and talk about the key mistake that Infinity made right there, Blaze. They had a 5 versus 2 opportunity. 3 people dead, 5v2 for about 15 to 18 seconds. They need to get the domination right there, because if they don't, guess what? Optic is going to get spawned and do the same exact thing back to them, and that's what Optic Gaming is doing so well right now, is they're realizing their numbers advantages. It's all about numbers. If you have a 2v1, a 3v2, or a 5v4, take that advantage to your and use that to your advantage to win the round.
So Infinity has placed all the weapons on the map right here. You know, you probably need not be shy, maybe placing more explosive weapons on the map, because you see them just placing a lot of nades in that boom shot in the middle of the map, probably because that fear that, you know, Optic may beat them out for it, but probably need those extra explosive weapons to get control over some of these hills. Maybe a drop shot is what they need, actually.
Yeah, so Optic actually changed their strategy there. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. Optic did not go for their hill, and instead they ran and grabbed an immediate boom shot, and that's going to pay off as Lava's going to pick up a big double kill with it. And guess what? 2 kills, that's 20-second death timers. It's going to be 40 seconds that Flames is dead and Infinity are dead.
Yep, and we're going to see Optic, but they're about to get control over 2 points right here. 1v2 situation, Terror versus Lava and Explosives, and now we're going to have everybody starting to spawn up. So right now, the death timers is at 20 seconds. So that's why we see a lot less action, because these guys are taking a longer time to respawn. So they have to be careful. Every death matters right here, John.
Yep, exactly. That's why you saw Mental not push that. If it was round 1, maybe Mental would have gotten a little more aggressive and pushed that. But he's knowing that he has to value his life in these later rounds here because his death timer is so long. Atmo maybe not so much here. He's going to get full red. He's going to get taken down. And now Atmosphere is dead for 20 seconds and out of the game. Make that Flames as well. It's a 5 versus 3. Expect Optic to now take advantage of that.
We're going to need an Infinity member to come clutch right here. Going to see if it's Terra. He's going to be in the fight here with Kenny. Being patient, but Lava came in, shut him down right there. They're going to actually take out, that's going to be Crash. He's going to be in a 1v3 situation, not able to do much right there. He goes down. Optic in the lead right here.
Meanwhile, Supremos picked up a kill. All up to Supremos. The man from New York himself. He's going to hit a good first shot. Hits a good second shot. Can he finish with a Mental shot? And he does not connect for that one. So a good job by whoever that was in Optic staying alive. Meanwhile, Mental on the other side of the map getting 2 kills. Lava picks up the boom shot kill. There are now 3 dead for Infinity. Expect Optic to go for that triple cap.
Mental over here dominating Infinity. Just shut him down by himself. Boom shot out. And this boom shot is going to shut down any attempt for Infinity to take back their home hill. And we're going to see it right here, folks. Optic, pure domination, up 6-0.
Wow. Optic Gaming can't be touched by Infinity.
Can you expect anything else, though, from an Optic team?
Oh, seriously. And, of course, Infinity being a team that hasn't competed in 3 or 4 years. You know, it's been a while since they've played. I've talked to Tara all weekend. He is very candid in saying, look, we're behind right now. We have a lot of work to do to get back on top where we rightfully deserve to be. So we'll see if Infinity can do it. Of course, this is just a showcase match. We have MLG Columbus, the Invitational, in just a few weeks. And then we have MLG Columbus, the Open 108-plus team tournament that will be taking place Black Friday weekend in November as well.
And at that Invitational, you're going to see 8 of the best teams in the world coming from all different regions. Ooh. And that event is going to be, it's going to be one of the craziest things ever.
And Blaze, we were so excited talking about the pro circuit. We missed an important beat right there. The hills flipped, so now there are 2 hills on the opposite side of the map, and the power weapons have been reset. There are no power weapons out on the map at all right now, and respawn timers are back to 10 seconds. So look how every area of the map is utilized. It's not like Mansion in Ultimate Edition. Oh my God, Lava, that was disgusting, I have to say. But it's not like Mansion Ultimate Edition where no one ever goes inside and there's no reason to go inside. Every area of the map has to be used because the hills are eventually going to be there.
Exactly. So that's the overtime there for you folks. If the positions of the hill didn't work out for you beforehand, they can probably work out for you in the second half because you're going to need a different strategy for the next half of the game. They're not the same between each halves.
Yep, and there you have it. Optic is going to pick up F. Meanwhile, Infinity is going to play on the far side of the map by the Incinerator. They're going to pick up E, and that's going to keep them alive here. But look at the score, and in these early rounds, it's really important to hold the 2 cap. You don't want to go for the domination as much because it's only 10-second respawn timers, but you want to hold that 2 cap and outlast the other team.
I agree with you wholeheartedly right there, John. On board here with Supremos. He's going to be pushing down here with Terra. So the middle hill, as we see, is switched to where the Incinerator is, where the Forge is. And so Terra going to shut down 1 kill. Can he get the second? Not going to make that happy, but Kenny's going to take him out. But he goes down as well. 3v3 situation here. They're going to be pushing. They've lost control over their home hills. So for a map like Forge, those home hills between D and F are a little bit closer. So usually you see teams, instead of playing for that neutral hill, they just play for both home hills.
And a good job by Crash right there, staying alive. Optic is playing very heavy for the E hill right now. Guess what that's doing? That's opening up DNF, and the COG team is able to take DNF. Mental's going to take out Atmo, but Atmo, all he needed to do was be a bait right there because his team is going for the 2 cap. If they can hold the 2 cap for the rest of the game, they will win this 210 to about 180.
And so that's why you have to be careful when you're placing these weapons over here, because if you're able to place one in the tower, that can effectively help you just control both of those hill points. And Infinity trying to edge their way back in here. They're only controlling 1 point. Both teams are only controlling 1 point. F isn't controlled by anybody right now. They're going to be fighting for that.
Yep, Atmo, meanwhile, he's going to be a very sneaky beaver, and he's going to flank, gets the E hill with ease. Terror and Supremos, the duo, are going to pick up a kill. So it's a 5 versus 3 right now for Infinity. They get 2 hills. Can they get the 3rd hill? Needs to get that F hill, but no, Summons has something to say about it. Looks like their teammates are fighting. Supremos all by himself. He's going to need some help, and he's going to get taken out here. So now, Crash and Atmo, very aggressive. They need to stay alive. Crash needs to back out and reset.
Infinity trying to go out here swinging, not trying to go out here with the 7-0. And we're going to see one member go down, Terror, trying to get his home hill back. He's going to just run away from this entire fight completely, but you see this entire Optic team just wolf packing here in the middle.
And now this is where the score gets so important. Take a look at the top left of your screen here. Supremos wins the 1v against Mental, but 160 to 145. If they keep this up, Optic will win the 7-0 here, so Infinity needs to get a double cap, maybe even a triple cap to make this happen.
We're going to see if they can do that, but Lava not having any of that. Can he win his 1v1? And he does not go down there to Supremos. Infinity has the man advantage right here, John.
Atmo's going to get a kill on explosives. Now, Infinity recognizing we have 3 dead. Can they get 4 dead? Over explosives. It's Mental, actually. Mental gets taken out as well, and they are going to need to get a triple cap here, or they're going to lose this. All up to Supremos. He's going to get taken out. Infinity gets the double cap, but it is not enough. Optic will win off the single cap unless Infinity can change the tide here.
Uh-oh, the all heal's broken, so Optic are not picking up any points. Needs to fight for what they have. Taking out 1 kill.
The legend. Can he get the double? Atmo is still alive. He gets 2 kills, and he is going to do it what he needs to do to hold the double cap for his team. Meanwhile, 199 to 185. Infinity has the double cap. They need to keep this hill broken. If they do, they will come back and win this round.
Going out with pride right there. Terror holding off. Needs to fight off these Optic members, but they're still getting points. Optic just needs not cap. 2v2 fight here. Can Terror stay alive? Supremos needs to get into this hill. And Infinity will win their first round right here in halftime.
There you have it. I just casted that round for Infinity to win a round like it was the championship finals, tied 6-6 for the bread. That's how happy I am for Infinity. They're going to win this one and hopefully trying to get some momentum to bring this one back. Infinity, the first ever great squad in Gears of War esports history. MLG national champions from in 2007 are back and competing again. Of course, keep in mind, guys, the Insanes are back. Infinity is back. We see the Orbit squad is now a thing with Kirill's and Keem and those guys as well. There's some amazing teams that are coming back to compete. When you have $1 million on the line in the Gears of War Pro circuit, there is definitely a good reason to come back and play.
And that prize pool is definitely going to increase throughout the season. The first Gears esports season, that prize pool definitely is going to increase with the crowdfunding.
We just announced, and by we the coalition, just announced the Black Steel Edition skins. They are disgusting. Weapon skins and character skins that will be in Gears of War 4 esports supporter packs. They are so nice.
Going to be on board. Going to be on board here with Supremos. He's going to be taking some shots right here. We're going to be on board here now with Explosive. He's going to be pushing up, trying to defend his teammate's flank right here. We're going to see who's going to actually push this 1v1. And he actually wants the hands right here with Terror. And he's going to go up here. Going to see who's going to come out on top. What Terror's going to do.
And look at Explosives. He knows the reaction shot so well, and he's dancing circles around Terror. And he's going to hit the curve stomp for a little bit of disrespect as well, and the melee for some style points. Explosive is feeling himself right now. Meanwhile, Atmo's going to go down as well. Optic Gaming is trying to shut this one out. They are pissed. They wanted the clean sweep 7-0, and they didn't get it.
Shout out to the Mortal Sman doing the spectator in the back, doing such a great job. Gotta give him some love back there.
Oh, much love to Rob. Mortal Spawn, former professional player, very involved in the community. Professor Spawn himself makes some awesome YouTube content.
Exactly. Going to be on board here with Explosives. Optic has about a 40-point lead right here. Going to start taking control over this E-Hill. And they're playing for points right now. They got a good lead. They do not necessarily need the 3-cap here.
Let's see, Atmo's in a bad spot. He's going to get taken out here. Look at the points lead, 70-30. So if Optic can hold this 2-cap, that is all they need really to secure this. Of course, it is way too early. That's certainly going to change. Supremos trying to stay alive. Flames, Supremos, and their teammate, I think that's Crash. No, they're going to get flanked by Mental. What a beautiful flank. It's before Flames is going to shut it down.
Short-lived right there. Flames picking up that kill. Infinity only in control of 1 hill. And we got Optic right now. They're going to be playing for time, but Lava, he wants those hands in the back, but Flames is going to go down there back Kenny. They're going to be pushing across here. Kenny looking for Terror. Terror missing that Mano kick. He's in a fight in a 1v3, and he's going to actually take out Lava, but he goes down to Summons right there.
And you see the UI. You see 2 dead right now for Infinity. Atmo is going to get his health back. Kenny is full red. How is he still alive right now? Is he going to go down by Supremos? No, he manages to stay alive.
Definitely does here. 2v2 situation for the fight, for the D-Hill, and Infinity's going to get a 3rd member in this fight, but 1 goes down, and Supremos makes the play right there. 3v1. Kenny takes out 1. Can he take out another? He cannot. He's going to go down right there as well, John.
Disgusting plays by Kenny. Guess what that does, Blaze? That buys them time. They're up by 50 points right now. It's 1-1 in Hills. The E-Hill is up for grabs. Mental's going to miss that shot over Terror, and Terror's going to try and turn on him. Not going to be successful in that, and the Y button is going to come in.
Wow.
This Optic Gaming squad, Mental is going to die from the Y button. He doesn't even care because he's a savage.
Exactly. He knows what the points, he knows what their score is, and they're doing a good job right here, but they're not controlling 2 points right now, just controlling 1. Infinity needs to get on the gas right here and try to play for this 3-cap, or they will be losing here 7-1.
Indeed. 170-120. It's a big point lead. Lava is going to take out 1. Can Flames do it? Flames gets 1. He's going to get taken down right after that, and Optic Gaming is working so well as a team. They're going to go for the double cap, and that is going to hopefully secure them the 210-135 win. Can they do it, Blaze?
We're going to find out right now. Less than 20 points away. Mano kick in by Terror, but he's going to get shut down there. Bad Mental. 10 points left. Infinity needs the 3 cap, but they will not be able to get it. 2 seconds, and now we're going to see Optic Gaming win this showcase 7-1, John.
And what Mental is on another level. He already knows Gears 4 so well, and there you have it. The Optic Gaming squad in their first showcase representing the Optic Gaming organization is going to take this one. What a great job by Optic Gaming, making a statement early on in Gears of War 4 esports.
As you see right there, John, not the closest escalation match right there, but hey, that Optic team has been on fire lately. In Infinity, we will see more of those guys throughout the rest of the pro circuit. I'm pretty sure next time we see them, they're going to be a totally different squad.
Yes, they are. Infinity is back. The Insanes are back. We have Optic Gaming and Envious. The rivalry is really at its finest. Of course, the Kenyan franchise rivalry between Optic and Infinity is really at its peak. I could not be more excited for Gears of War 4 Esports Blaze and what is to come. The MLG Columbus Invitational, top 8 teams from around the world will be flown out to Columbus in just a few weeks. Of course, after that, we are back to open LAN events, 108-plus team tournament in Columbus, November 28th, and I could not be more excited for that one. Gears of War 4 Esports, ladies and gentlemen, the new escalation game mode, weapon skins, you have esports supporter packs within the game. This is just the beginning of what is going to be a great year.
And for all the information on that, you can check it out on gearsofwar.com and check out the esports section, okay? Newly redone. Check that out.
Gears.gg is the new esports website for Gears of War. Make sure to check that out. Once again, that's gears.gg. Make sure to check out all the information you need on that website about the Gears of War 4 Pro Circuit. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send it back for the last time to the main stage with Larry, Major Nelson, and Justine and the rest of the crew on main stage.
Thank you very much, guys. So at the Penny Arcade Expo in August, 2 teams of seasoned veterans led by FemSteph and Gold Glove squared off to see who could build, defend, and survive their way to the ultimate prize, the first to 50.
For the first time ever, 2 teams of 5 raced to Wave 50 of Gears of War 4's Horde 3.0. It's the first to 50.
Here we go. Excited to be here. It's going to be great, isn't it?
10 of gaming's top influencers race to the top, but it won't be easy. After every 10th wave, teams must defeat an unknown boss before they can advance. Tonight, we get our first look at 2 of these new bosses, something no one outside of the Coalition has seen yet. Tonight, we've got Team FemSteph, Active Bunny Fufu, Cream, Guy Blaze, and So Vindictive. For our other team, we've got Team Gold Glove, Lucy May Games, Vern Notice, Fallout, and I'm Cody. Initially, it's neck and neck, but Team Gold Glove reaches Wave 10 first, and we get our look at the first of 2 bosses, the Carrier. Giant and formidable, this beast unleashes a swarm of vicious parasites from its belly at players unlucky enough to be in its line of fire. Though it appears that when the Carrier is birthing these smaller creatures is when it is also most vulnerable.
I think that was it for the Carrier. There you go, Wave 10.
Nice, very, very good. Wave 10 complete.
I was actually a little shocked at how intense it was. We're going to be in store for some craziness, I'm sure.
FemSteph has also reached 10, but all eyes are on Gold Glove as they are about to unlock 20. The Snatcher.
Pick it right back up again.
So somebody's inside. They got to hit the belly to free him.
This mantis-like creature is a doozy. What we've learned is don't get too close to this behemoth or it will literally snatch you up and keep you in its belly.
Oh, she goes.
She is just wrecking.
Nice.
How do you think the Snatcher compares to the Carrier?
Much tougher than the previous boss.
With no new bosses to be revealed by the Coalition tonight, the focus to the race to 50 is on. And Team Gold Glove is way ahead of FemSteph, as they easily breeze through 30 and are close to hitting 40.
I've never lost to Guy, Blaze, Spencer ever in my entire life, and it's not happening right now.
I actually need that mic for my job, but thanks.
Meanwhile, after many failed attempts, it looks as if FemSteph has finally beaten 20.
They're just wearing
There it is!
As long as we have good team communication, we're gonna just keep rocking it.
And in a reversal of fortune, Team Gold Glove seems to be stuck at 40. But Team Femstep has gotten its groove back and is stepping it up. They are plowing through levels 21 to 30.
Not going to have any of that today, boys.
Oh, look at that. Wave 30.
Wave 30 complete.
If they can keep this momentum, they will be tied up in no time. Team Gold Glove has got to be feeling the pressure as Femstep is quickly surfing the Horde waves. With the score at 39 to 40, could this be the tale of the tortoise and the hare?
We struggled, we regrouped, we got through it. Now we're at 40, we're tied up. We're gonna make this happen.
And it's all tied up. Go ahead, call it a comeback. Team Femstep has tied it up 40-40. In the end, Gold Glove made it to 50 before Femstep, but the Horde remain unbeaten. Blood was spilled, heads were stomped, and people got chainsawed. Congratulations to Team Gold Glove for being our first to 50 at Horde 3.0. Remember, folks,
never fight alone! All right, there you have it. Now, what wasn't? I don't know if it came through on that video, but that was the first time Rod and I actually did shoutcasting for a game.
Yeah, like 5 hours.
It was an epic run, and I want to thank Rod for making it so awesome. But anyway, listen, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever wanted to get my hands on a game this badly. Now, Rod and Ryan, why don't you break down for us what we just saw from Team Optic and Infinity?
Yeah, I think we just saw, Team Optic really come out and demonstrate the fact that they've had a lot of experience playing Gears 4. They've been to a bunch of our playtests, and they really knew how to dominate the map. They knew how to get great weapon control, really understand where people are going to be. Forge is a fantastic map for escalation, and we saw them really play that hard.
Wow. Anything to add to that, Rob?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, Infinity hasn't had the experience that Team Optic has had because, like, as you're saying, Team Optic's worked with us and had playtests with us.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things about escalation is it can go one way or the other. But what's nice is you have that, you see it with the ability to cast it, the ability to spectate it. That was something that we really worked on, was more than just, when you think about esports and developing for esports, you have to think beyond just the player.
Right.
You have to, you want to make a compelling mode that the player can play, but you have to find something that's compelling to watch, and you have to find something that's easy to cast. You have to find things the casters can talk about, those sorts of things, right? And so that's really what escalation was designed for all three of those. And I think you saw a lot of that there.
Yeah, and escalation's also 5-on-5. It's the first time that Gears has been played competitively 5-on-5. So if you're used to playing execution 4-on-4, it's going to be something different for you, but it's something super exciting.
All right, now everyone here today got a chance to play Gears of War 4 a little bit early, and that's pretty cool, but what's about the free stuff? Justine?
Well, free stuff is coming because you guys, we are going to be finding out which lucky Gears fan here is going to win one of the new Xbox One S consoles. Here we go. All right. Okay, guys, who's it going to be? 0330133.
33? 33?
0133.
All right, we'll find out.
33.
I think we'll have to find out later. Should we pick another one?
Really? Nobody 33?
Okay, you just lost your chance.
Sorry.
Next. Okay, we've got 0330145.
Winner!
Wait.
145.
145?
Here we go.
All right.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Got a winner of a brand new Gears of War Xbox One S with that incredible laser etching on the top there. So.
And, I don't know if it helps the value at all. Actually, I took the value quite a ways, but all the consoles we gave away today to the fans I've already signed, so it's already autographed. So.
Thank you very much, Rod.
Thank you.
All right, once again, thanks to Optic Gaming and Infinity for playing, and Fallout and Blaze for doing a great job casting today's matchup.
And Rod and Ryan for being such an amazing part of the show today.
Yes, all right. Remember, Gears of War 4 launches on October 11th. Pre-order now to get the bonus skins. Zombie Dom, Old Man Marcus, Tomorrow Anya, as well as the Gold Lancer and Nasher.
And if you guys pre-order the Ultimate Edition, you'll get all of that, plus permanent access to every multiplayer map and early access. So that means you guys can jump in on October 7th, 4 days before everyone else.
That's this Friday, so thank you for watching. We'll see you online.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.